Hello everybody, welcome to the Lifestyle Show here on What TV. I streamer your girl and the host for the show, EJ. Thank you all very much for your love and support and of course for the follow-up. Now, if you haven't followed the Lifestyle playlist, please do follow us on YouTube. Follow the Lifestyle playlist at What TV YouTube. Continue to like and subscribe as well as keep sharing. Now, for those of us that may have, I think every one of us in the world may have lived with a roommate at one time or the other, right? Shared living. You may have, lived with somebody. Now, there are challenges that we face living with certain people that we call roommates. And today we are actually looking at shared living, handling challenges with roommates. Now, we want to see how possible it is to actually navigate issues around shared living. Is it possible for us to live peacefully with one another, right? And still part ways in love. Now, if there are challenges, is it possible for it to be mitigated? Now, with me are two lovely people. Both faces are very familiar. And weirdly, they are friends. Is it weird? Should I say weird? Don't worry. So they are friends, right? So they are going to be helping us look at this very topic. Now, like I said, their faces you guys are very much familiar with. I'm going to let them introduce themselves because they've always done that. Hello, Ma. How are you doing?
I'm very fine.
Miss Bernie, she smiles a lot. It's good to have you here again.
Nice to have you.
Thank you, Ma. Do you mind introducing yourself?
Okay. So my name is O Benis.
Okay.
I'm an entrepreneur and a chartered arbitrator.
All right, Ma. It's good to have you here.
Nice to have you here too.
All right. And then we have... Hello, Ma. How are you doing? I want to say the name, but I have to hold you back. How are you doing, Ma?
I'm fine, thank you.
It's good to have you here again.
Good to have you too.
Yes, Ma. Please introduce yourself to us.
Okay, I'm Promzi Emmanuel, film actor and entrepreneur.
Good. Miss Promise is a very... she's a celebrity here, if I would say that. It's good to have you guys here. I know you people are very busy, but then you always make out time to come. Thank you very much for coming, okay? Now, I began explaining. Let me dive into giving a definition of what shared living is. I think I've already given an insight, about the topic. Now, you living together, that coexistence between you and someone, random person that you don't know from anywhere. Anyway, in most cases, it could be from your family, relative. At one point or the other, we may have shared living spaces, either with your siblings, while at school, right? Like you living together with someone, right? That is what shared living is. So now we'll dive into the question proto so we don't waste time. Okay? So now how can you agree on rules for shared living spaces? First of all, let's begin with that. Are there rules? Is it possible for you to create rules?
Yes, it's very, very possible. Because without rules, there will be problem and chaos.
Is it actually sincerely possible for you to create rules?
It's very, very possible.
Yes. Is it possible?
Create rules. It's very possible.
So
and necessary.
So let's say it is a family setting first, because you have to stay in the family first before you then leave to school. Good. So in family setting, you cannot consciously create rules now, can you?
No, in family setting, you create rules unconsciously.
Really?
That's in family setting. Yeah, you create those rules unconsciously. But when it comes to school life or maybe school apartment, those rules are consciously created because these are two different individuals coming to live together. So there must be rules. If not, those will be stepped on.
Okay. Do you agree with this?
Yes and no.
Okay.
The yes part is for us to live together, even if we are family. We could be like family, all right, and then we get to live. Let's assume you're my sister, you're my cousin, and then we are going to go to school together. And we are going to live together. I think the rules shouldn't be set unconsciously. It needs to be direct. Do you understand? Because and it needs to be from the beginning. Do you understand? Before we start living together, when we have the agreement to stay together, I think we should set that rules from that initial part, in as much as we are family. Because I think most of the issues people get, like I'm using the instance you gave, the family instance. For instance, we live together, we are two siblings, we are two cousins, and we're living together, and then maybe somewhere in the middle of it, and then okay, we just have this unconscious rule, babe, we're going to stay together and we have to stay we have to respect ourselves in this house, and we don't address the major things that would make us live in peace from the initial. I think when we get to the middle of, maybe, we are two different people, maybe when we get to some stage and then we now try to, because at some point we have to tend to be that direct that we are avoiding from the initial, and then when we get to that point, and then when you want to bring that rules in that middle, that is when you start having the family disputes.
Okay. Now, when you have a roommate that is dirty, someone that is very, very dirty, likes keeping dirty undies, dirty plates, right? What do you do in that setting?
No, talking about it, I will speak from my own personal experience.
Because in most cases, we do it ourselves.
Yes.
Let's start from there.
When we come to that,
your own personal experience.
My own personal experience. When I was in school, I shared my room with a friend, and she would always want to soak her panties in water for days before she would wash them. So when I told her this, she should have in the single room. So there are things that we shouldn't do here. Now, what I did was, I told her first and foremost, these things will not be here.
How it goes up now?
Take them into the bedroom.
Right.
Because if it will be dishes, I would wash after you or clean after you. But these are your underwears. I won't do that for you. Because for me to stay together with a dirty person, it means I must be able to tolerate that person. Because we are two different individuals. There is nothing I can do about it. Yeah. You're dirty. That's just the fact. So it's just me tolerating you and trying to set rules. Maybe don't bring this into the house. Keep them outside, and it should be in your space. You shouldn't leave your space coming down to my own space.
Is it practical enough to you, what she said? It's practical.
Because you see, for her to say don't bring your dirty thing to my space, she must have created that agreed rules from the initial.
Why I'm saying is it practical enough is fight must stop.
Yes, now if the person refuse, you take it to the person.
Because that's why I asked. That's why the question is it practical enough?
It's very practical. Because I'm saying from experience, because I live with a very dirty girl. When I say dirty, she would wear one bra for 1 month without washing it.
Hey,
so I mean very dirty. So I'm telling you out of experience, not just a mercy. It's very, very practical.
And she obeyed.
She'd have to, because you're not the only one living.
Oh wait, but you're the first person that came to the house.
Yes.
Okay, I get it. You were about saying something.
No, I agreed with her.
No, you don't need to just randomly agree. Tell me something.
No, but first, if you're living with a dirty person, you said someone who liked leaving the dishes and all in the sink. I think, just like we said, it still reflects back to the first answer, where you have to set the rules.
And when the rules are not being obeyed, that's my own thing. What happens?
It's two things. You need to, yes.
That's your tolerance comes in.
And if you can't tolerate the person has to leave.
And what if the apartment was being rented by both parties?
You can't.
I mean, we have to actually touch all possible scenarios. You people rented the apartment together, and you didn't actually know this person's there's a word for it, her behavior, right? Yeah, her character. You don't know anything about her. You both just randomly came from different schools and the same school, and let's get an apartment. Now you notice that this person is dirty. She's this kind of person. Let's even use her scenario. She's someone that keeps her, dirty wares or soaks it, and she doesn't do the dishes. Now you've talked and nothing is happening. What do you do in that situation?
That's what
let me hear her.
It's two things. Do you understand? I think the first part, when the person keeps doing something like that, and you want to be when you want to tolerate the person, I think for you to want to tolerate the person, you also have to invest an effort to trying to make if the person can change. Do you understand? Maybe fine. If it is in the dish aspect, you guys can have a schedule. I know it is very difficult for you, but let us make this thing work. These things you live here, it attracts different insects to the house. And it doesn't make sense if we are young girls and we are living together, and then this kind of flashy insects are living with us in the house. So it's either, if we are going to take turns, we could set some ground rules where we take turns, maybe in washing the plates, in cleaning the house. Though we have people who, even when you set when you set the tents for us to take to do the cleaning, to make the work easy. There are still people who, even when you set it, they won't do it. Do you understand? They won't do it because they will say that, by the way, we are paying the same rent and I'm not your boy. Do you understand? So I think it's...
So helping do the dishes at some point, which you call tolerance, can also include you helping her wash her clothes in some cases.
No, I cannot wash her clothes. But you see, in as much as you have to, you have to put in tolerance, at some point, I don't think you have to still put in that tolerance and respect again. Do you understand? Because yes, now at some point, if I keep doing the same thing every time, and you're not feeling comfortable, you're no longer comfortable, I don't think you. At some time, your tolerance will be off. Okay. Do you understand? And then you start looking for an escape.
You want to add anything to what you said?
No, all I have to just when you're talking about being dirty, dirty comes in different aspects. Now, when it comes to maybe a general property, maybe the dishes, the bed sheets, the rules must be kept.
Okay.
But when it's your personal ways, how you do them, I don't care. But just don't bring them into that shared apartment. If you like saw them for 1 year, no concern.
Okay. Now, hey, Jesus. So how do we handle when you talk about if you like soak them for 1 year, something hits my brain. Then in school, I have lived with people that, oh Jesus, be ladies where, oh God, like, where especially during the monthly stuff happening, and then you'll be seeing. Oh, Charlie, come on, like. You see them soak it. There's the stain, and then you see them soaking it. They'll tell you, you need to soak it for a week for the stain to go out.
Right.
Charlie, we've seen plenty things.
When you get to that stage, it's not like I'm giving bad advice. You just pack the person thing and throw away.
I've done that before.
When you do that thing like 1 time, 2 times, the person automatically knows that this girl is a witch.
You pack
the whole thing, put it in rubber and throw away. When you come back, you are the one that used to soak the clothes, and then when you come back twice, like 2 times, where's your clothes? It's in dustbin now. Automatically, that your roommate will tag you as an aggressive, angry bird,
in the first place.
and then nobody will tell that person to be washing that thing because he knows that if he doesn't do it, when you come, you will pack it and throw away.
Okay, so Ms. Promise, the next question is: how about roommates that they are fond of inviting people like without your consent? Mostly, the other gender, they come most times and they spend the night. How do you feel about that?
First, we said once I'm sharing an apartment, there's a set rule. And number 1 is no sleepovers. That is number 1 rule.
You're more like taking the right of the person.
No, I'm not taking.
You're also playing a role there.
I'm included.
Yes.
And if there's going to be a sleepover, there should be an agreement. Because let me just use myself.
What if it's the person's brother that comes?
She should inform you.
Wait,
when I was in school, my roommates then we were together. Then the brother came from Nigeria to Togo here. Then she had to promise my brother is coming and he'll be spending like 1 week. I said okay. At least I'm aware that somebody else is coming into the room to come and spend the night.
Yes.
What if I'm a bad sleeper? Maybe I roll, I sleep. No, some of us, maybe I sleep at this edge. The next morning you see me to that place. And maybe this was now came to that, and you're not aware that I'm a bad sleeper. And now my legs on your head. No, you get that, so you more at least inform me, because I too wouldn't bring somebody without informing you into their house. Yeah. I didn't say don't bring your friends, but there'll be no sleepovers. That's just my concern. And if there should be a case of sleepovers, please tell me. If maybe I'm not going to be comfortable, I can give you that space, leave the room for you. After that period of time, I'll be back. It's done.
Do you agree with this?
Yes, no. Communication.
There's some roommates that don't communicate to you.
No, you can't.
We make this thing sound as if, come on, there are people that don't talk to you about it. They just do their thing. Because, come on, at some point, we have to be realistic.
No, people are lying.
There are people that are very weird. There are weird people that even after you're done talking to them, they do what is in their brain. And because you cannot do anything about it. Because we are paying rent. So someone from a different country comes to visit me. And then I tell you, it's by mistake. He didn't tell me that he was coming. He just came. Will you tell him to go back?
Listen. No, we all have...
Sorry, wait. Let me hear.
When it comes to such cases, it do happen. Do you understand? That one is paraventure. It's not always. If it happened once...
If it happens continuously...
No, that I said, if it happened once, I would understand. But if it now repeats itself, it's a deliberate act from you. And you will not like me. That's one thing.
Miss Berenice, what do you think? If let's say, for instance, my friends are deliberately coming to me uninvitedly.
Personally, I think if I'm your roommate, personally, and there are a lot of things that you're doing that doesn't sit well with me. And maybe I have communicated with you, and I have maybe tried to, make us work. Because, for instance, I'm an introvert.
Make us work. It's as if it's a relationship.
Yes, because it's a relationship. For us living together is a relationship. Yes, so, and if I get to a point whereby, the whole thing is choked up and I start looking for an exit. Do you understand? Yes. I had this roommate. We were 3 and we rented the house. And then it used to look like every time before you come back, there was this particular girl among us that we 3 of us rented the apartment. And then before you come back, you can be coming back from school like this, and then you see like 5 different people in the house. And they don't used to go. If they are coming, they used to carry big traveling bag. They used to carry traveling bag, and they will even be fighting you in the house. There are times you come back and a co-owner of the apartment, you won't see where to sleep. No, at some point it was very inconvenient it was one person that used to do that. The remaining 2 of us, we were becoming like, it's not convenient for us anymore. We come and then we are struggling our way in the apartments. Sometimes our things will get missing. You know how girls used to be like. Sometimes you have to come back early so that you may see space to sleep. And when you're coming back home, you don't know who you are coming to see in the house. It may be a different face totally. So at some point, I think when we communicated with the girl that, come on, this is too much. We don't get and we are students, we don't get time to read again because these girls are always very loud. At some point, when we kept talking and then we see that, okay, it's not yielding anything positive, we just had to leave.
Okay, so what do you do in a situation where you have a roommate that is always using your stuff, or taking it without your consent, or stealing it? What do you do in that case? Because it's only 2 people that are in the house. so it's only 2 people that are inside the house, right?
Yeah.
And she has made you believe mysteriously that she does not take and she does not use. But weirdly, you're noticing that your cream is going down. Either your money is missing, or something is just missing. That's if you're someone that is very observant, right? Yeah. What do you do in that case?
First of all, it still goes back to the first place. Do you understand? When you're having your agreed rules, you need to communicate boundaries as well. Do you understand?
Okay.
Yes. All these things, I think.
Communicate boundaries.
Yes.
How do you want to communicate boundaries? The person is stealing your things, first of all.
That is what I said. It goes back to the first question in the agreement, the rules agreement.
So when the agreement breaks, when you begin noticing something and she's telling you or he's telling you, I not take them. I did not take it. I did not
have to let you know that. How would you feel like we are in the same room and then I'm beginning to hide my things?
It's an allegation. You are accusing me of doing something. I'm not
accusing you because it is very obvious. It's very obvious. You're smelling like me.
Oh my God, it's So, most cases, they use it when you are not around.
But you still smell like me. The thing doesn't go. And I will have to keep, repeating myself. And if it's not working, I have to get a lock.
What do you think?
First and foremost, someone like me, you don't take my permission.
What if they do?
I will give you first warning, give you second warning, third one, slap will follow it.
You're about to see crazy.
Because one thing about me is this.
What if you in that case, before when
it comes to stealing, I will set it up for you. Have you ever seen somebody my own cream? I'll put pepper inside to rub it. No, it's true. As in, I'll put pepper inside, we rub it. Now I had this roommate then, because I like cooking. And I don't mind whether I bring money to cook or not. But it will be very bad. I'll cook my food. Now, when you want to share the food, you wouldn't even remain for me. They will not have the food. By the time I'll come back,
the food are finished.
So I've talked. This girl, I told her that I didn't say bring money for us to cook this food. I don't need your money. But please, when you're eating this food, eat with respect.
Have conscience, man.
I made the food with a reason or with a budget. Just imagine after a hot test, and you are, that kind of test that you are sure of. I don't know what I write. My go job come back first. I just come to the house.
Food is finished.
What is empty, and you don't have strength to turn on your gas to make new food. So on this faithful day, after making the food, God forgive me, I want to confess.
Voila.
I had to put urge medicine inside the food. Because I know by the time I'll come back,
She will eat it.
she will eat it. And true, she chopped the food.
Oh.
Wow. That night, I was singing glory to the Lord. Someone said, "Brah, toilet." I was like, what's wrong with you? I don't know what I was saying. Oh, sorry. No, till daybreak.
Did she change afterwards?
Oh no, she changed because she was now thinking. She didn't actually know where the problem was coming from. Then she was like, from this food that you cook, what you used to cook it? Let me know whether there's any kind of. I said, take small, don't take big one. I said, okay. I never told her don't take again, but after that purging, you know that something went wrong. You cannot even ask me what I used to cook the food. Because first, when it was not inside, it's my own food. So in such cases, first I would speak to you. Secondly, then if me speaking to you in a polite manner
it's not working,
then I think I'll be aggressive. Because either ways one must work. Either the politeness must work or the aggressiveness must work.
Okay.
One must work.
Okay, so how about roommates that take over your living spaces? As in, they take both the one that is allocated to them and, at some point move. They move everything to your own side. What do you do in that case, Miss Baroness?
We are all different people,
You manage.
Me, I don't manage.
Really?
She's my friend. You understand? She will do the communication and I'll do the crazy part.
So what will you do in that case? You'll be flinging things out?
No, do you know one thing is that maybe personally how I would address it if I was in position, I will still communicate. After that, because I know I don't take a lot of space in the house, I will still let you know that, okay, you take the bigger part. But you see this very part, just leave it for me, please. I beg you. And then when it's like it's impossible. More ever survived violent.
Okay, Miss Promise, what do you think?
Taking my space, I would speak. Everything comes out of communication. That's just the foundation. How well do you communicate? Now, what's a mutual understanding? Now, I would say it if me speaking to you and you like that mutual, is wickedness on your side?
Yes.
That's just it. It's just you being wicked towards me. Because I don't see the reason why I would share an apartment with you and you have a space and yours is not enough. You still want to use my own space. I will speak to you. And if
There are people that they just extend their pods.
If after speaking to you, I don't want to listen. I've been doing it now. Those your vitals, I'll hide them. And you cannot ask me where it is.
No, definitely I will ask you.
No, you cannot, because when you're not asking, because the space where
You don't know where your space and you don't know where your space and
yes. No, you're not asking me. I'm not going to use them, but I'll make you look for them. Maybe when it's very important, you will not see it. And after 2 or 3 days, I can just drop it on the floor. I don't know what you're looking for that day. Where did you see it? I saw it on the floor there. You can never ask me how did it come out, because first and foremost you left your space to mine. So I just feel like it is mutual understanding. That's just the most important thing. How do you understand yourself mutually? How is that?
Okay, so finally before we wrap up, so how about roommates that don't pay their share of dues?
You leave the
Their
house.
bill.
You leave the house.
What
No, you
if
keep saying leave the house? That's
if
not
we
a
took the house
solution.
together?
No. Exactly. We took the house together, but they tell you, I don't have money now. There are people like that. You're in school, for instance, or you're working. So meaning that in any case, salary or bills or whatever support you're getting from friends or family comes at the end of the month. What if I don't get it? And then it becomes something consistent. Or I don't have it this month, or I don't have it next month. What do you do in that case? You can't tell the person to leave the house.
Do you know, there's one thing I did when I was in school. When I was about renting a house, I rented an apartment whereby even if my parents don't support me, I will be able to pay for the apartment. That's what I did. If, like, as in, I went there, they gave us house. I was like, what if at the end of the month my parents cannot pay for this house? Can the little work I'm doing pay for the house? That was the number one thing I put into consideration. So if you're coming to rent the house with somebody, you should ask yourself, if this allowance is not coming in, the side hustle I'm doing, is it going to
Support.
pay? So if it's not going to pay, then don't go for it. It's as simple as that. If you know that you on your own, without the support of your parent or the work you are doing, you cannot pay for an apartment, then don't go for it. You should go for what is within your limits and you can afford it.
What do you think?
contentment alone. Contentment.
You know, there are
But we
people
still
that
have situations whereby we can afford the house. That's why we agreed on taking the this thing, and maybe along the line I lost my job.
There's
something like that.
There's
We still also have people who will be like, by the way, I can go out, I don't come back. I come back out like one time in a month, and then you're always in the house. So why should I keep paying the rent like that? I think all these things is still like, you just need to give the person that advance notice, because you assume the person doesn't remember.
There's a story, there's something that happened while I was in school of someone that he's a student. So as you are living, normal, they're supposed to send you money. So it's someone that is always begging, both in school and in the house. So weirdly, someone in the school decided to like make inquiry, ask the parents about what's up, and they're like, but we send him cash now, like regularly. He's always saying they are asking for this book or that book, so they are always sending money. Even for rent they send, but he's squatting. Right? So he's squatting to the extent that the rent money he stopped paying, and the excuse is there's no money. Why? Because the parents are not sending the money to him. But in the long run, we got to find out that the parents are actually sending the money, but Baba is spending the money on girls, and at the end comes home to squats. So in such case, what do you do?
You guys were able to reach the family, no? So I think the solution is already there. You guys be taking the rent straight from the mother. Now you're already able to reach the family. That is, you're already able to reach his source of income, which is the family. At this point, you see that this person is not a reasonable person to communicate with. It's easier then I think it's better to switch your communication to his source of income.
Okay, Miss Promise, what do you have to say about this?
For me, I wouldn't limit it to students, even adults who are working.
Yeah.
So, now, in a case maybe whereby you've lost your job, it's okay you talk to your roommate. This is my situation now. Please, at this time, I cannot afford. Can you please cover up for me? When I bounce back, I'm going to reimburse you back. There is a mutual agreement that I'm paying on your behalf. When it's okay for you, then I'm going to. But if I say maybe it's intentional, you don't want to pay, then I would rather involve either the landlord or the landlady in it. They would eject the two of us out of the house. Then after I'll come out to pay. They do it.
Oh, that's really?
It's not because if I say you don't want to pay and it's an intentional act, maybe there is no financial constraint on you. You know, there's something it's one thing to have a financial constraint, and it's another thing, I don't want to do this. But it is my right. Then I would involve the landlord and landlady. Maybe you can give the two of us quick notice. Let us
leave the house.
Now, as we are both leaving, and we're going back to pay, so meant to retain the house. It's as simple as that.
So what's final take on this topic, Ms. Bernice? Let's start with you.
Personally, I think before getting a roommate, just get your friend.
Get your friend.
Yes. Let it be somebody who you both have the same vibe, the lifestyle together. It's easier to live with somebody you understand well, more than a total stranger or someone who has been recommended to you. And if for instance you're in a situation whereby the person is not your friend, or you still have to that initial set rules. I think that those rules are something that should be set from the beginning before you start living together, because it's not something you can do in the middle. When you bring it in the middle, it becomes like you guys start having this conflict and stuff. It's something that should be agreed on from the initials. So if it's not convenient for the both of us, I think I just have to look for a new roommate or something like that, if I really want to share the space.
Let's promise, how about you?
Before you live in a shared apartment, first you should have the mindset that I am coming to live with a total different person. So first you need to first of all have that tolerance in you. Now number two, learn to adjust, because there are things that I might set as the first time rules, but as time goes on, it's not going on well with us. So you should learn to, I should be ready to adjust to changes at all time. And thirdly, we should learn to communicate, because communication is the key.
Right.
Communication is the key, because once we communicate, I'll be able to know your boundaries, what you like, what you hate. Then I also know how to adjust myself for us to live happily in the house, or cohabit easily in the house.
All right, then we've actually come to the end of today's show. Miss Promise, thank you very much. Miss Bernice, thank you for coming. Okay, now guys, you people have heard it. Okay, I think we've done justice to this very particular topic. Shared living is actually a very fun thing if you're with your person. Even when you're with your person, there is still bound to be misunderstanding. Now, it's possible, like they say, it's all about tolerance. First of all, build the tolerance within you. And then, aggressive is not really the answer. And like she said, you could report to the landlord if it gets out of hand. So the landlord evicts the two of you, and then you can pack in. But that's like, it's like, it should be the last thing you should do, right? Because the person is your person. Right? Now, I want to say a very big thank you to our production team. Mr. Jerry Etonam is actually the producer for the Lifestyle Show. We have Mr. Christian. And then we have Mr. Monsieur Yengao, Richard Yengao. And very other crew back there that I'm not able to mention their names. They are actually the ones putting together, the Lifestyle Show. Want to say a very big thank you to you guys. Now, until we come your way next week, stay blessed, stay safe, plenty love from me to you. Bye-bye.